down? Yeah, basically let them...
No, I was asking you, do you want me to turn the light back on?
No, we'll leave it where it is. Oh. That probably won't show up. Is it something?
I know. I was just giving that person crap about the Lego.
You got a message. Cool. There we go, folks. We just got a quick message from one of our players. This might not show up. It's right up there.
A little info before we get the next round started. As a reminder, your match results list for
to the multiple people
there we go, folks.
Watching. The right one knew
that was Carlos.
That number is the number of tournament points you have so far, which should correspond to the number of rounds that you have won. Please verify that each round when your match results list is handed out. There's a dash and another number, that's your MOD card. So please make sure those numbers remain accurate.
So we have a Lego Ghost going up against a pretty sweet paint job on a Whisper Pal Bases list.
For day 2, your tournament points and your MOD will carry over. Your strength of schedule will be set. That's if you achieve 4 more wins in advance to compete tomorrow in day 2.
Really ready for that guy to start talking.
With that, welcome to round number 2. This round begins at 11:50 and ends at 1:05 p.m.
There we go, everybody. So there we go. FFG was just confirming what we all assumed, that strength of schedule doesn't carry over to day 2, but your actual points do. So let's get those lists updated. So who's joining me in the booth today?
Hey everybody, this is Mike from the podcast formerly known as 3.2 Company out in Salt Lake City. I don't know. We've been around all week. It's been great. I hope that I absorbed all the bad luck for everyone yesterday. But I'm excited to get to actually sit down and watch some good people play. So I'm looking across to where they have everything set up, and they've got like even Lego minifigs. Like I see a Hera over there, a Vader, and I think a Kylo, Boba Fett.
I'm kind of in love with everything.
I think that's cool.
So, what do you think of this matchup? It's a stress R3A2 Fen with a Kanan. Or it's Fen Lethal Rebel Zeb. So it's the Maul Ezra variant.
Maul Ezra. And I don't... it's Whisper, and who's the other one over there? Is that Quick Draw?
Omega Leader.
I think that just with the nature of variance and all the TLT shots, I think that the Rebel player is probably favored in here.
It really depends if he can get Whisper into that range one on the side of the Ghost. He's going to open up like a can of ravioli.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not out from the beginning, but it's going to take some skill to make sure he hits those opportunities and doesn't just have a couple rounds of bad dice from a TLT.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing how much. I think Omega Leader is going to probably be the biggest, considering it's just the Juke and Comm Relay variant. But it's a lot to try and handle when you lose all your passive dice mods.
Yeah.
The fact that Carlos has brought this list, and he's a top tier player, he's got his dice collection speaks for itself.
That's true.
And he's packing the Captain Yor variant, which allows him to really ignore a lot of the stress mechanics out there.
So he's got Callus on Whisper. Okay, cool.
So there's our right-hand list. And as they're putting rocks, I'm going to open up the bets. So we'll start those bets up. I'm going to turn up the gain over there for you, my friend. There we go. Let's try saying something else again, Mike.
Hello, hello, hello.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Alrighty, cool.
Start 4 minutes ago. Okay, perfect.
Alright, so you're going down in the corner.
Hey, you're going down. Whisper's going to, thankfully, even though Fen will strip off any focus he might have, or she might have, coming into combat, the fact is Whisper doesn't get her focus till later. Usually it's an evade. So she'll be able to ignore the hot shot co-pilot, which is nice.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The R3A2, on the other hand, screws that whole plan up.
Alright, we got the Imperial setup down on the bottom right. We've got the opposite corner face-off going on.
What's always I love about seeing these ghost lists, and it's the only thing I love about seeing them,
I was going to say, is there something to love about seeing this?
is trying to figure out when you're going to see the shuttle come into play. And I'm not talking about the one that hands out coordinates.
Right.
Because that's probably the biggest part of the list that a lot of people do kind of ignore, is deciding when you want to deploy is all the difference.
Yeah, the extra 3 die shot can swing a lot of things for you.
And really, Whisper and Omega Leader both can deal with this list if they get in the right position, but one bad dice roll ruins their day.
Yep.
As for the junkies, both Josh and I played. I went 3-3 on day 1A, and Josh went 4-2 on day 1B, so we'll see how he does on Saturday. We're all rooting for him.
The shuttle with the ever-surprising stop to start that first turn.
I'm amazed. I never saw it coming.
Now, Mark, I know you're a big fan of Whisper, but I've actually not seen a Phantom on a table in quite some time. I'm probably going to get surprised by a lot of the tricks that she can pull off in just seeing a decloak.
Yeah. I live by the Phantom, I die by the Phantom. And by that, I don't mean Zeborelius's shuttle. So there's your list. And we can tune right into the action there. I do love those paint jobs on, I love the Ghost Lego, and then I really love Carlos's paint jobs.
Oh yeah, that bright yellow outline is pretty sick looking.
And it really stands out beautifully on screen.
I guess it's more of a gold looking over at the table, but it looks a bit bright yellow on camera, but yeah, it really pops.
I believe Tom's running the same list as Mark, and Josh is running his Miranda Dash. Now, I'm going to dip out for a second. I just got to give someone something, but I'll be right back. Keep them company. Mike.
Right. So we'll see if anybody's going to make any sort of aggressive move here. For those that were fans of 3.2 Company, I don't know if you're out there on watching X-Wing Junkies today, but Scott is also playing today. He brought Racklow with VI Quick Draw, and he lost to a Harpoon Swarm in his first round, but he's going up against Nim Miranda right now, which is a pretty favorable matchup for him. So we'll probably have some updates from him every now and then. Ghost staying on its side of the board. It's clear that both of these players have practiced their, initial deployments from their side of the board. Yeah, sorry about the people that just started listening to the 3.2 Company podcast. We just ended that not too long ago, but don't worry, we will be back with another podcast. We're just no longer going to be an exclusively X-Wing podcast. So same feed, we'll have some news about that right after Worlds. Whisper stayed cloaked this round. He's got some time to decide on that barrel roll here, but in September with 2.0, you've got one of 3 positions on each side, so it's going to make that process a lot quicker. I like that a lot. Actually know where Mark ran off to, so he's just going to leave me to fill dead air, and I'm not Scott's the talker out of the 3.2 Company crew that came out. Thanks, Thick Draw, that's a funny name. Alright, Ghost being a bit more aggressive this time. Oh, I thought he was doing a 5K. So we'll probably have another several rounds of just sort of daring each other to make that first move towards the middle. Mark probably is. I'm not sure if we'll be able to use the dice cam or not here. I know Mark was having some issues with that, but I think he got it figured out. Looks like the ties might be coming across the middle here to maybe head the Ghost off at the top left of the board. It's he found the only whisper today. I think I saw one yesterday, but this was the first whisper I'd seen all day today too. Okay, so decloak back from whisper. Maybe we're not going up to the top left. Well, there's a reason I got the crap kicked out of me in most of my games yesterday. Bringing the shuttle in. I know it helps with like streaming and actually playing with it, but I always hate to see the shuttle with the wings folded up. Looking for that Omega Leader target lock, not quite getting it this round. Yeah, it is interesting that he decided to go with the Juke comm relay version. I think we might have a ghost on a rock right now, but as we know, that doesn't necessarily matter with that ridiculous high PS coordinate. I was trying to boost onto it, okay. I do love failed actions in 2.0. I think that's going to be awesome. No more like using this thing that I know isn't a target lock to measure and you know, gain some other information. Oh hey, Mark brought me a sandwich. I'm sure that for the first little bit there will be plenty of disagreement about how failed actions work, but give it like one regional season. I think we'll have all the new issues and bugs worked out of managing a 2.0 tournament. That's right. Yeah. And I think that there's also potential to like lose actions if you try to barrel roll and don't fit. I think that you just end up back in your original position without an action. And I think there's a couple other things too. I really like the linked actions too. So you could get your first action and then try a linked barrel roll, and it may not happen, but you still get the original one. The linked actions are awesome, and so is even just like native red actions. It's really hard for a Y-wing to barrel roll, but it can do it. Alright, we may be getting into some combat this round. I expected him to go faster over that debris, so he didn't end up. Well, I think he's going to clear the front edge. Okay. I think you have to be able to complete the first action in a linked action chain to be able to do the second.
It's on stream, so I don't want him to see that.
But I'm not positive. Looks like we do pull off. From here, it looked like he got it. Yeah, we're picking up the Omega Leader target lock on the Ghost. Well, yeah, we've seen lots of instances of empirical wisdom not coming through with FFG in their decision making, though. Is he going to coordinate? Is he using these minifigs as target locks? That's kind of cool. I was like, wait a minute, there's no Hera token, what's going on? But if using Lego Hera as a target lock, that's pretty sweet. Right, and we have no dice cam for this round, so we'll get a damage update after this is done. This is all Mark's rig, and he's still not back, so I'm going to have to go find him to get him to update everything. I don't know how to adjust anything. I was just brought in to talk a little bit. Looks like 3 paints on that shot. Looks like 3 more paint. Not even needing to use Maul. Alright, we got a damage card out on Omega Leader. And we're going through the end of round TLTs. Spending his Juke Evade. Looks like the Ghost blanked out on that one. So not a great round, I don't think, for Carlos, because he already got through to the whole of Omega Leader, and I don't think he put anything, maybe 1 shield onto the Ghost. Whisper's got to get in there and do some damage. I think Nathan is playing. I think I saw him around earlier carrying like some X-Wing stuff. So I think he had a first round bye and is playing somewhere. I just can't see him right now. today and yesterday are pretty loaded. So the fact that Josh got 4 and 2 with the stacked field of yesterday is all the more impressive. You got to think that the Ghost is coming in to try to throw 4 dice at either Omega Leader or maybe Whisper if Whisper gets up there. Or at least that's what I would be thinking about. I've never actually played Ghost Fence, so I don't know the best decisions to make with it. But, you know. Yeah, Wednesday was definitely the lighter day. It had less than 100 people playing, I believe, as opposed to upwards of 130 on yesterday and today, and just a lot more like, you know, regional winners and buys and all that stuff.
Thanks for holding the fort down.
Yeah, I don't think it lost you
What
too
did we
many
miss?
viewers. A not great round of combat for Omega Leader. Got down to some hull, but only pulled 1 shield off the Ghost.
I'll do a damage check just to...
Alright, so Omega Leader maybe going to try and get the TLT donut? I'm not sure. Takes an evade. Whisper's barrel rolling out. And Mark is back. I'm going to tag out for just a second.
Sweet Jeebus. I just got the dumpster fire. Well, it's called Karma. When Rack receives as 3 face. So, Rack received 3 face-up cards the whole game. The first 2 were my first 2 blinded. And then the other one was direct.
There we go, folks. And I'm back. Damage is updated.
First and only, yeah, that's and he copied it and edge range one with another. Yep, just like, alright, I'll put you to Rack and blinded. Yeah. Like, he sits down and, like, as this game's going, he's like, yeah, I sat down against your list and I was like, I'm going to. This is how this goes. Also, again, I'm about this close to drawing lasers. I could not hit on any of his shit.
So how's everybody doing today?
As I was saying, nobody That's what Karma is called. Rack took 2 blinded pilots in that game. It's called Karma.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, that was a brutal game that went exactly how he needed it to.
Looks like 2 hits. Spends the evade, 1 shield down. It's not a bad idea. So, maths are the worst. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see the hard 3 on his Whisper. It's a rare move to see on her. It's also rare to see her end a round with on a cloak token. The dice cam is working. It's whether or not the players want to use it. It's entirely up to them. But if anyone knows that it's you, sir, it's easy enough to commentate a game without seeing the exact dice results. I think with this angle we've got, we can see everyone's shield count manually. But I'm excited to see this game because, come on. It's Whisper. Oh, no, that's actually taped underneath the cam itself. And that's just to stop some of the ambient light that was coming in from our top light. There we go. We got Mike back.
Hello. It was time to start drinking, so I went and cracked open the Uber Lupin Black IPA.
That is a delicious high alcohol value beer.
Yes, it is. A nice 8.3%, so my Utah sensibilities are overblown, and I'm happy about it.
That's like 3 beers at once.
It's perfect. What'd I miss?
This is round 2. Sorry about that. Thanks for reminding me to update that. So both these players are 1-0.
So it looks like the Ghost took another shield in that last round of shooting.
Yeah.
Real exciting business.
Oh, it's going to be once Whisper gets in there. I'd bet my bottom dollar that we see the hard turn from Whisper and see her end up somewhere like that.
Holy shit, we're John Madden. That's awesome.
Only the most mediocre and drunk for us.
Next step is you gotta get like a used tablet or something so you can draw dicks more effectively on the screen.
That may or may not be on my wish list.
Your Patreon money bought us a dick drawing interface.
He's playing double IGs. Okay, if I can make this work, I'm going to try. Rasta also said he'd love to come in and commentate a game, so if we can get him in for that, that'd be great. See, Whisper's actually in a really bad position because there's no spot if she cloaks for a decloak.
She can maybe go back into the right, but that's still not great.
Well, she can decloak and then she runs over a rock.
Yeah.
And if Whisper's not cloaked at the end of this round, looks like that she might be just on a range 3 of the Ghost.
It's going to be close.
It is going to be monstrously close. Looks like that's the evade, which is the right action to take on Whisper.
All right, so the Fen is coming in. a little faster than I expected. But looking to shut down Whisper's dice mods, perhaps.
Makes sense. And I'll trust your expertise on that one, Simon.
Yeah, my expertise, right.
What?
I was just telling them earlier, I've never flown Ghost Fin. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. So. Alright, looks like the ship pair, whatever it's called, Sheathipede is attacking.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Cheat speed, shooting.
Rear arc at Omega Leader.
It's an interesting.
It makes that move make more sense. I, once again, forgot that there was a rear arc on that thing because I don't think there should be.
Yeah. Spending the evade. And forced to spend the focus. That was a bit of a rough one for.
It doesn't look like he used R3A2 on that, though.
Well,
Looks like 2 unobstructed to Finn, or 3 probably obstructed.
they're going to do a touch test. He needs the cloak, but he's not shooting next turn, so I bet you he does the 2 bank to the right after.
Yeah, I agree. I can't read names on the comments, but I agree. Trying to put everything into the Sheathipede to get Finn off the board is probably the right call for this engagement. We'll see if he's going to be able to swing the shuttle around to get some use out of it, too. He's going after the ghost. So got sensor jammered, then calloused back. Ghost drop 2 shields. And Whisper gets her focus, target lock, and her cloak action. I started playing maybe 2 months before the Great Whisper nerf inning. Those were sad days.
The nerf was? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we'd go back to the great old days of Whisper.
The great old days of Whisper. I was like, oh, hey, look, spaceships, this is fun. Wait, why does this one get to do literally anything at once and kill me?
Oh, doesn't that sound familiar now?
But hey, we're just playing out the string at this point. None of the games played this week matters because 2nd edition is coming. Some blank dice. Oops. I guess this is the obstructed shots on Whisper, right? Oh no, because Whisper we have more dice.
And your looks to only have 1 shield left. That one hurts.
There we go. We're losing Omega
I might only be about 29 points, but that hurts because a Mega Leader consistently punches above her weight class.
Ghost Fan is just so brutal.
It is, but at the same time, when we see Yor catch back up, a lot of people forget.
Joke.
People forget how rough the shuttle can be when it does shoot at you. None of the games honestly matter. We're a bunch of adults playing with plastic spaceships, and that's what we like seeing. Now, looking around, the meta's honestly pretty wide open. I'm looking at some of the bottom tables, and I'm seeing some of the better players I've ever gone up against in my time. Everyone can have a rough first matchup.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. I forget, does the Sheathipede have 1 hard turns on its dial?
I have no idea. Now I'm surprised by this decloak, honestly.
Yeah.
But I guess if need be, he can always pelt the roll.
Maybe she's just bugging out, yeah.
I'm surprised. I would have almost thought it'd be a harder turn off the shuttle.
Oh, you're around. That's how we're going to get through this. You're around. Yep. Huzzah!
Just a reminder, folks, if you ever are playing at a large-scale event such as this, and you do need the judge, and it happens, don't feel bad if you need to call a judge. Just call it nice and loud and put your hand up. There's a lot of instances today where the judges just can't find the people that are needing their help.
And it's okay to call judges even if you don't have a rules call, if you just need a set of extra hands on a crazy bumping situation.
Or if you're in the really awkward situation where you think your opponent is slow playing. I had to do that on day 1A.
Really? You hadn't told me that yet.
One straight, 2 1 bank, or 1 banks, 2 straight, 3 straight.
For reference, it was turn 4, and we were 35 minutes into the game.
That's a little slow. Range 3 butt shot on the shuttle.
Yeah, butt shot.
Looks like maybe 1. Shuttle loses a shield. That's rough. Time for Whisper to activate MVP mode.
To be fair, Whisper's always in MVP mode.
That was a nice fake out. He cooked the dice. And he's like, oh, wait a minute. Do I? Yeah, I'm going to shoot. Sensor jammer than Callus. Got the... I thought that Whisper had the fire control system reroll, but maybe not. Not quite sure what happened.
Yeah.
I'll pop up and check the crit.
If you could.
Is weapons failure on the Ghost.
Ooh. That is going to be something he wants to get rid of immediately. Oh.
I appreciate you trying to show us that on the dice cam. Must have taken another one.
Oh, just let it.
Star Wars Destiny.
So there's
round
that
3
2-die TLT shot. And a face down damage onto the Palp Shovel. Palps and evade. I feel like this is the 9th TLT shot of this round. It
Something
never
like that.
ends.
And who's ever flying that Lambda shuttle there just dipsy-doodled and dipped and dived and dodged and ducked and dodged. Now, the same reason I think we didn't see the hard turn last turn is I think he was saving it for here. The bank one might get it, but I think the hard two would keep him off the rock. Because the bank he'd end up facing about... bank he'd end up... There we go. So the bank, he would end up, I'd assume, right about there with the Lambda. The hard, slightly more in and out, but there is the risk of this rock here.
As long as it's a 2, I don't think that he's going to have issue with that rock on this turn. He'll have issue with it next turn. Mark, you're Whisper. What do you do here?
Sorry?
You're the Whisper player. What do you do here?
You barrel in my case. You're praying that he doesn't get the. Wow, English is hard right now. Sorry, you're praying that he doesn't get the weapons failure card down. So in my case, I do the barrel roll back and to the left, and only do the 2 bank in.
But not decloak.
Oh no, do the decloak.
Okay.
The issue with that is you're going to be probably facing a primary from the Ghost then. Because the Ghost, I would bet dollars to donuts, is going to do a 1 bank. It's going to be sitting there staring at that debris, but it's not going to be in it. In this case, what you're going to be sitting at, the Whisper player's got a bank on Palp, helping him evade that primary shot, and that he's within range so we can't take the TLT.
Yeah.
Because 4 dice Whisper with a Palp and an evade token and a focus because he's going to hit. Can do a lot of damage.
Now I need to ask, what does dollars to donuts mean?
I don't know. It's a phrase.
I've heard it before. I just,
I'm actually kind of curious at the etymology of that. The etymology of dollars to donuts is the fact that you would be betting real money against something that is inherently valueless. That being said, I'd really love a thing of donuts. And I have dollars.
donuts do indeed have value.
You've got to take into consideration, though, Carlos is, like I said, a top-tier player. Looks like he's consistently made top 16 at Worlds. And he's probably repping Mexico. So I don't know if there's going to be much in the situation of catching him out of position as much as just hoping to get your own good positioning.
It's an important decision, and Carlos obviously has a lot to think about, but we are under 30 minutes to go.
And he's down by... Actually, Ghost is at half points. Carlos might be up.
I didn't think he'd put quite enough on the Ghost to half point it yet.
It looks like it's at 2 damage cards.
That is half. I thought it still just had 1.
I could be wrong on that, but there's plenty of time. It's easy to put 1 damage into it.
Don't forget that the shuttle's been half pointed too.
Oh, it has, you're right.
World attendees, if you have a free moment, join us by the info booth to roar like a Wookiee to raise money for UNICEF.
Alright, so you called the decloak.
Oh, and Stream called the straight one. It's worth noting that Mark is using the Table the Podcaster Carolina Crate templates. Thankfully, apparently, we don't count as a podcast as a stream, so I only occasionally get asked that question. He rolled. Weapons failure is flipped down.
I believe I saw that in 2nd edition there's no more rolling to fix crits. Is that accurate?
It looks like repair is just an action.
Yeah, and I'm fine with actions to repair things.
It'd be cool if that was one of the features that an astromech could help you take a free repair action or something, because that's what they're in their ship for. Mike, aren't you supposed to be at work? Because that's why you wouldn't come down with us. Work and a family and a life, and can't just take a week off to do nothing.
Hey, we're not doing nothing.
True. I'm actually having a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. No, I got my ass kicked game after game yesterday, but I had a great time. This is going to be... That's unexpected.
Oh. It's yours.
Well, he's better than I am. That's not surprising.
And now his shot's obstructed, and he doesn't really care giving the Ghost an obstruction.
Well played, Carlos.
Carlos.
I think that the barrel roll answers that boost arc dodge question.
I don't like having Whisper in that position without a evade token, though.
Yeah. But this way he's guaranteeing the shot.
Yeah.
Mother of God. Looks like some blanks. Hot shot co-piloting the focus away from the shuttle. And here comes Whisper.
I'm quite surprised he's an R3A2. Looks like Whisper's got 4 there. 2, 3, 4. And a crit.
Looks like direct. I'll go double check in a bit.
So 2, 4, 6 is what we're estimating. And because Whisper only rolled 4 there, must be range 2.
I don't know that Mark has leveraged R3A2 all that great this game, because he could give Yor a second stress, could have on that shot. I also can't tell exactly which direction he's facing with the model all dumpy like that.
Looks like he's facing out this way.
Oh, yeah, okay. Looks like we got another crit through.
It's a TLT for 3.
So he's hoping to pull Palp off the board this turn.
Two with a reroll with Maul. Makes it a guaranteed hit. Now Yor gets to shoot. Nope, Yor already shot. That was end step, so
I'll go do a check.
now Carlos is in an awkward position for this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the straight 3 out of the Palpatine just to get the shuttle in position to eat the stress if Whisper wants to turn around.
All right, so just off the edge of the board there is a damaged engine crit on the Ghost. So the Ghost is at 4 hull with the damaged engine.
So that's not a direct hit?
That's a direct hit at the top. There's a damaged engine right there.
Oh, on the ship. Oh, okay. That does change things.
Yeah, that definitely limits what the Ghost can do. So we've got Palp for one more turn.
I was mocking him on
Probably.
you guys, sweet final table. Internation beefing.
Is that your stream or is this your stream? That is. All right, so I got some disrespect.
One second.
Mark Grawburg, he was on team first place for Michigan at Crate Cup. They took fourth at Crate Cup. I just want to make sure everyone knows the White Walkers won. Get good, Lower Canada.
Wait, what's a crate cup?
What?
What's a crate cup?
Crate Cup, it's the most prestigious event in the world. The winning team, the White Walkers, was consisted of myself, the Zach Matthews, Carolina Crates Podcast, Duncan Howard, Jeremy Howard, Nathan Eide, and it coupled with the U.S. Top 50 Invitational as well, which I also won.
Yeah, but the U.S. Top 50 Invitational, does that really matter considering there's so many great international players?
It does, because there aren't.
I don't know. We'll find out.
You know what? Paul Johnson is really fucking good. He's a beast.
I assume you're 2-0 there, sir?
No, I'm 1-1.
Oh, so you've lost the only game of X-Wing you played today.
That's correct. You know what, though? I actually won because it was shorter, so I'm merely having to play in this miserable meta. I'll let you decide who's really winning. It's me.
Yeah, you're definitely winning. Perfect. Have a good one. If you couldn't tell from the pure vocal levels, that was the Zach Matthews,
I'm
Carolina
now
Crates
deaf
Broadcast.
in one ear. I like that bet.
If I could have more than one bet going at the time, remind me at the end and we'll figure out how we did. Wow, there really is a very small sweet spot in this microphone. It's right about here. How's everybody doing? Because I'm doing real good. How about you, Mike? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm about 2/3 through this beer, so I'm starting to do a lot better.
It is a really tasty German beer, as presented by Americans. So Whisper's doing the decloak there. Based off where she ends up, considering she's pulling back, I wouldn't be surprised to see the bank 2 trying to deal with Fen, which I'm not sure is the right play here. Or it could be the 4K. I honestly have no idea what Carlos is a better player than me, but that being said, he's within range, so he could also be doing the hard one to sit back on that rock. And oh my god, I bet she's doing the hard one to sit back on that rock.
And if your zooms in to absorb that stress again.
I will almost bet. I bet dollars to donuts that Yor ends up on a rock this turn just to eat that stress.
Well, I bet donuts to dollars that happened.
I still think it's weird that you people use paper ones. Coins are so much more efficient.
I think it's weird that anybody uses physical money anymore. I say that with a pocket full of quarters from buying these like $6.50 beers.
Oh, that's the best part of the Uber Lube and the fact that it's a $5 beer on the dot. And it's local, which means it's made relatively close to Canada, so they actually know what beer tastes like.
Hey, I brought you a sampling of some of the better ones from Utah. Have you cracked into those yet?
No, I haven't got a chance to.
You'll have to let me know what you think.
Yeah.
And I didn't bring you any of our crappy 3-2 beer. I brought you, I think the weakest is a 5.
I love you, man.
And I brought you some nice whiskey made in Utah also.
I was going to bring you a sample of Canadian alcohol, but you guys already have all of our good stuff, and it's cheaper here than back home.
Fair.
It's cheaper if we walk down the street for me to buy a bottle of Crown Royal here than 50 miles from the distillery.
Really?
Like $20 cheaper.
That's crazy.
So right now, you can see it just off camera.
Utah
Mark,
does make beer. They try really hard, and sometimes a few of them are good.
what you can't see right now is Mark right now is studying a move card that he's got just to see where Whisper could end up. He's trying to make a decision on what action to take, which is entirely the right call to make in the position he's in, because He also has to decide at this point before he takes an action if he's going to decloak or dedock the shuttle. Which, if I was him, I probably would this turn. Speak of the devil. There comes the shuttle. And in a brilliant move, he's dropping the shuttle on a rock to block that hard one if Whisper makes it. Very well played by Mark. We might have a Whisper left on a position on a rock, going to be hitting a rock next turn, and they might see you're dead this turn. This might have just been
a hit, so no damage.
No damage. This might be a brilliant play. Oh, and Carlos just wants him to line it up again. They're not 100% certain about the decloak. I believe Carlos is arguing that you cannot drop it on the debris, which I can't remember because I don't fly this stupid ship.
I think you can. I don't remember a rule saying that you can't.
Oh, and it comes up enough that Mark has pulled out the undocking rules.
He had him with him. He's, yeah.
And the judge is reading the rules because everyone wants to be certain on this.
I won't argue that. I've picked up a bunch of Colorado beer here in Minnesota that I can't buy in Utah, which is right next door to Colorado.
Question. Was it whether or not you could undock onto a rock?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we thought. You can, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Just no one is ever 100% certain on it.
No one brings...
And that was the judge call. We just talked to him, double checking to make sure that it was legal to deploy the shuttle onto the rock.
So we're ready with that. And just a reminder, everybody, especially if you've got something like the Ghost where it's an obscure rule, just bring that sheet with you. It makes everybody's life easier. The judges at major events.
This is a pretty crucial turn. So the Ghost boosted away after deploying the shuttle. Yours going to come diving in.
Hopefully blocking Fen. Oh no, Fen's facing the other way. Yor might just eat that Zeb shuttle up for breakfast, though. Or she's on the rock, isn't she?
Maybe. I can't. I bitched about the wings being up earlier, and now I'm getting it. With the wing down, I can't tell if it's on the rock or not. And he did.
He predicted that. Well played, Mark. This is going to be a very rough turn for Whisper. That being said, Whisper can only take a maximum of 2 damage.
Wait, what?
Whisper will take a maximum of 2 damage on this one.
Oh, right, because the shuttle got deployed. I was like, there's 4 TLT shots, but...
Not just that, he can no longer use the rear arc for a primary to really pray for daylight.
You're right. I'm just so used to just the default 4 TLT shots.
Ironically, Whisper might not have ended up on the asteroid. Or debris, sorry. 1 second.
Kyle, are you just trying your best to make up for, Eastern Canada's failure earlier?
All right, so I had mentioned Scott from 3.2 Company playing earlier today. He's 0-2. He's had some rough dice luck. The state of Utah only has 2 reps at this X-Wing tournament, me and Scott, and so far we have been humbled pretty hard. Neither of us really prepared for this tournament just a whole lot, but the level of competition is quite high this year.
It definitely is. But it's been some great games. A lot of fun to watch, and I have no idea what the hell this Fen is doing.
He's playing 4D Dejeric. I got a really bad groan out of Mark for that one.
That is the most nerdy crossover reference ever. Though it is proper that he is playing a 4D game because time is definitely a factor in this. This will be a range 2 shot into Yor from Fen. Or is it a range 3 into Whisper?
I don't know that one's going to quite be an arc. Yeah, we're taking the shot on the shuttle.
If I'm playing Fen, I don't want that shot to be there. Looks like
He's spending his focus 2. That
Yor
is
is
the
dead.
end of Yor.
You're going to regret that.
Okay, now I'm going to groan.
Now Whisper's praying for a touch test.
Out.
Doesn't have it.
And with 9 minutes to go, this is not looking good for Carlos.
With half points off the Ghost, all Whisper has to do is kill something. TLT shot 1. He's double mauling. I'm not sure what that was. Oh. Oh boy. I think that was a primary.
Wait, what just happened? I looked away for a second. I was
Whisper
trying-
took 3 there. But the only way Whisper could take more than 1.
Maybe she lost a shield on the debris or something.
No, because he pulled both shields off. The only way that could happen is if it's a primary.
Which can't happen, right? Yeah. Alright, we may have missed something. I looked away. I was trying to add up some points. As I am just a third party jumping in here, I don't know what their policy is on these judge calls. Okay, so we were right, or I guess right. They lost a shield from the debris, then the 2 TLTs. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, like, worst case. Like, worst case scenario. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Good luck. What did I miss?
They just started the activation phase.
Okay, yeah. I was hunting down for that. But yes, they just didn't remove it, so everything makes sense.
And this could be it with a bad roll from Whisper.
Mark's play has been top notch. Both players have been, in all honesty.
Uh-oh. That was it.
Dies to the rock.
Crit from the rock.
Well, keep our stream company and chat with them. I'm going to go talk about their players.
All right. That was a pretty sweet game. Scott from 3.2 Company is hovering behind me. Scott, you want to chime in for a minute? No, he's mad at me. He thinks that I've jinxed him today, so he's walking away. That's a good lesson, Wigan. Yeah, 2 crits on that 1 debris is pretty rough. Honestly, I hope that just about everything is competitive in version 2. I mean, you hate seeing so many pilots just kind of thrown into the back of binders or boxes and never used because they aren't considered competitive. With the dynamic point system and everything, I'm hoping that we'll see a much more varied competitive scene. One of the things I'm most interested in with second edition is the splitting of the factions, Resistance and First Order breaking off into their own specific groups, so no more First Order Empire crossovers, or Resistance and Rebel crossovers, no Poe and Miranda type shenanigans.
Players, that is time in round 2. X-Wing players, time has been called for round 2.
All right, they just called time on the game. So we will be back in just a little bit with round 3. Thanks for tuning in.